Brothers and sisters, man, it is a blessing and an honor to be here with y'all today. So let's do this. 1 second. Oh no. Oh man, yeah, they had to end it already. 1 second. Got a Chrome tab. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty. Let's read this. Henry Johnson. And just so that people understand, I'm not tripping. I'm using one person as a catalyst to how they did a whole bunch of other people and how they continue to do people and how history is written by losers, not by winners. Winners tell the truth. It don't matter how it makes you look. When you win, you win. Right on? If you say they cheated to get there, you can ascertain that if you feel however they did whatever they did to get to their point, their their end game, right on, their metamorphosis, right? Their final stage, all those things are for you as a person to take in the information and to say thus and thus. It's read by Henry Johnson. Charles Young Buffalo Soldiers National Monument. Henry Johnson was born on July 15th in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. In his early teens, Johnson and his family moved to Albany, New York. He held various jobs, including soda mixer, coal yard laborer, chauffeur, and red cap porter at Albany's Union Station. Stop right there. So, before you get to saying high value man and all this other extra shit that doesn't fit what you think, once again, the people who you listen to, who they say are the this and are the that, these are the people that they're talking about, right? I'm talking about it for real and fullness. Johnson enlisted in Company C, 15th New York Colored Infantry Regiment on June 5, 1917. The 15th New York was originally founded in 1913 in the New York Army National Guard. In line with the military's racial segregation policy, the unit was all black. Once the United States entered World War One, the 15th New York was called into federal service and redesignated the 369th Infantry Regiment. The 369th Infantry was assigned to the 93rd Division, which was one of two divisions comprising African Americans. General John J. Pershing, American Expeditionary Force commander, avoided placing the 369th Infantry or other black units on the front lines, reflecting the military leadership's view that African Americans could not be effective combat soldiers. They were deployed in logistics and support roles. In 1918, General Pershing assigned the 369th Infantry to the beleaguered French, who needed combat troops and were accustomed to deploying their own black colonial troops. Forgive me, y'all. While the Americans warned the French not to treat the 369th Infantry and other African Americans the same as white troops, the French ignored this advice. I'm sorry, this shit is crazy. Let me keep reading because losers write history, not the real winner. And they'll say anything to make themselves feel better. Woo! After training the men with the French with weapons, excuse me, after training the men with French weapons, meaning the black troops, getting them accustomed to what they had to use, because obviously anybody, American, white or black, would have to get used to using French weapons. This is why the whole shit is just funny. But anyway, excuse me. The French sent the 369 infantry to the Argonne Forest in the Champagne region. The Champagne. Okay. Yeah. The transfer to the front lines in the Argonne Forest was the beginning of 191 days straight in the frontline trenches during the Meuse Argonne offensive. Okay. The Germans fighting against them called the 369th Infantrymen Hollenkämpfer, meaning Hellfighter. This is how they received the nickname Harlem Hellfighters. Oh, they called themselves Harlem Rattlers after the snake on the Revolutionary War Gadsden flag, or excuse me, the Revolutionary War era Gadsden flag. Gadsden flag. There we go. On the evening of May 14th, 1918, Henry Johnson and Needham Roberts, a fellow soldier in the 369th Infantry, had observation post duty during forward. Excuse me, had observation post duty forward of the main line. About 2 a.m. on May 15th, Johnson and Roberts saw approximately 25 German soldiers approaching their position. Excuse me. They soon engaged in fierce hand-to-hand combat with the Germans. Leaving the cover of their position, Johnson used his gun as a club and his bolo knife when he ran out of bullets. He saw two German soldiers trying to capture his comrade and managed to prevent them from capturing Roberts. Both men sustained severe wounds. The Germans took heavy casualties and retreated before French reinforcements arrived and evacuated Johnson and Roberts to an aid station behind the main lines. During the battle, Johnson received 21 wounds. It is estimated that he killed 4 Germans and wounded 10 to 20 others. For his actions on May 15th, Johnson was awarded the French Croix de Guerre avec Palme, France's highest award for valor. It's like the Medal of Honor, pretty much. I'm saying the Croix de Guerre is what it was called to me when I was in the Marine Corps. He was one of the first Americans to receive this honor. The French orders, dated May 16th, stated that Henry Johnson, a magnificent example of courage and energy, was also dubbed Black Death for his fierce fighting that night. Listen, niggas couldn't be counted on to fight, but they fought in every war there was, major one, every time. And yet, they question the courage of a Negro. Let's keep reading, because it only gets better. It can't get worse. Johnson returned home with the rest of the 369th Infantry in February 1919 to a hero's welcome. Really? Hmm. During the 369th Victory Parade in New York City, he led his unit as it marched up Fifth Avenue. Still recovering from his wounds, he traveled in an open car, waving to the spectators. During this time, the government used Johnson's image to sell victory stamps and on army recruiting materials. Despite his valor, the army discharged Johnson shortly after his return home. His discharge papers made no mention of his wounds or the valor he displayed. He did not receive disability pay after the war. After his discharge, the government and the American people forgot him. Johnson returned to Albany, where he resumed his job as a red cap porter. Because of his injuries, work was difficult, and he was not able to support himself and his family. These hardships led to the breakup of Johnson's marriage. His wife and children left him. He died alone and penniless on July 1, 1929, in New Lenox, Illinois. He was given a full military funeral at Arlington National Cemetery and buried in Section 25, Site 64. In the 1990s, let's do the math, right? That's 61 years, right? 60 some odd years, y'all, almost 70 years. In the 1990s, after he died, Johnson's story was rediscovered during a re-examination of African Americans' World War I military records. In 1996, President Bill Clinton posthumously awarded Johnson the Purple Heart. Wow. Not the Medal of Honor, the Purple Heart. In 2002, the U.S. Army awarded Johnson the second highest military honor, the Distinguished Service Cross. Finally, on June 2, 2015, Barack Obama posthumously awarded Johnson the Medal of Honor during a White House ceremony. This is some bullshit. I just need y'all to realize history is written by losers. Let's keep going. Whoa. That's funny. There. Have to make sure everything is right. Johnson's Medal of Honor citation reads, Private Henry Johnson distinguished himself by extraordinary acts of heroism at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty while serving as a member of C Company, 369th Infantry Regiment, 93rd Infantry Division, American Expeditionary Forces on May 15, 1918, during combat operations against the enemy on the front lines of the Western Front in France. In the early morning hours, really when it was still dark out, not the early morning, but you guys know, I gotta say some dumb shit. Private Johnson and another soldier were on sentry duty at a forward outpost when they received a surprise attack from a German raiding party consisting of at least 12 soldiers. They had to tone the number down. While under intense enemy fire and despite receiving significant wounds, Private Johnson mounted a brave retaliation, resulting in several enemy casualties. When his fellow soldier was badly wounded and being carried away by the enemy, Private Johnson exposed himself to grave danger by advancing from his position to engage the two enemy captors in hand-to-hand combat. Wielding only a knife and gravely wounded himself, Private Johnson continued fighting, defeating the two captors and rescuing the wounded soldier. Displaying great courage, he continued to hold back the larger enemy force until the defeated enemy retreated leaving behind a large cache of weapons and equipment, providing valuable intelligence, and also resources and the ability to fight. Ain't that about a bitch? Anyway, without Private Johnson's quick actions and continued fighting, even in the face of almost certain death, the enemy might have succeeded in capturing prisoners and the outpost without abandoning valuable intelligence. I love it. I love it. Private Johnson's highest traditions of the military service and reflect, excuse me, Private Johnson's extraordinary heroism and selflessness above and beyond the Call of Duty are in keeping with the extraordinary heroism and selflessness. There we go. Above and beyond the Call of Duty and in keeping with the highest traditions of military service, reflect great credit upon himself, Company C, 369th Infantry Division, 93rd Infantry Division, and the United States Army. Blah, blah, blah. On June 3rd, 19, whoa, June 13th, 2023, Fort Polk, Louisiana, was named after Fort Johnson in honor of Sergeant Henry Johnson. Let me go ahead and say some shit real quick, man. Listen, I didn't want to get carried away with all this about who's killing who and what's doing what. Niggas is doing some crazy shit. They've been doing it. I don't need to run down the list of black people who were so-called heroes or inventors. I don't. History was written by losers. See, this is why I don't mind these guys talking about nuking this bitch. I'm like, what have they ever done? Nothing. Right? They've contributed no good thing. And the only thing they can say they're gonna do is blow all this bitch up. Typical. Same dirty bastard said that black people were incapable of fighting on the front lines. This is a Henry Johnson challenge coin. Oh, there we go. That's the backside. That's the struggle they gave him. Rattler, Harlem Hellfighter, eventually Medal of Honor. Yeah. So challenge coins, right? They can get them made. Places obviously that make them. My father passed away. Uh, the wonderful um, I don't know what you call the person at a funeral home who does all the mediary work. Um, I'm sure I know the name of it. I just can't think of it right now. But she was very kind. She was very, very kind. Very delightful woman. And she gave me that challenge coin because her grandfather served in World War One. Mm-hmm. And her father fought in World War Two. So black people who come from that kind of lineage don't take it lightly because they understand like could have been dead. He made it. That guy. That is not me. I promise you it's not. History was written by losers. Outright cowardly losers. So much so that they would tell you that a day where Easter literally happened almost a month later, that Easter is a day removed from now. I don't feel the need to even go in on this shit. I mean, I know what I'm talking about. History was written by losers. Ask the Russians, what did they contribute to people having electricity, plumbing, motors, crop rotation? Ask the Chinese. Ask everybody who's ready to nuke some shit. Bunch of losers who are writing history. Ask them. Ask them what they're gonna do. Because I'm telling you, history is written by a bunch of people who are not real winners. A real winner doesn't have to lie to you. They're all ready to lie. If you need to lie, you're not a real winner. I thought we all knew this. The reason why you can't call Tom Brady the GOAT because he's been accused of cheating. Not only that, he's lied about it. That makes you a loser. People hate to hear this. You know who else is a loser right now? Guess. That's right, their favorite Democrat named Joe Biden. He's a loser. Dude was accused of saying and doing things that a regular person wouldn't do. Yeah, yeah. Plagiarism is a major crime, but a coward makes you think, and a loser makes you think it's no big deal. Did you guys realize that history was written by people who would tell you that they bombed other countries and somehow those same countries don't have any recourse to stand up for themselves? None. No legitimate legal recourse. I'm trying to figure out how that is. History was written by a loser, but it was written by losers in particular. in particular and in peculiar. Let me break this down. It takes a serial loser to go through multiple forms of warfare, of murdering each other, to come onto warring with each other about who would control a peculiar group of people and about the influx and the flow of these people and about how many of these people would be brought from the land that they were in so that way they would not disrupt the thought process of these people. See, history was written by losers. Losers told my people that you were from a land that you were not from, that you left and you migrated into out of necessity because the Romans, the true Romans, had recruited these malicious, savage, beast, barbarian monsters to fight against you. Those who stayed were forcibly amalgamated and assimilated into a false culture of that which is now known as Judaism. Those who left were the people who were called, what you consider Africans. And I don't mean because Africans be, listen, give me a second. Just like I had the Henry Johnson thing. Give me 1 second. Oh, and let's see, Catholic Encyclopedia. 1 second. Uh, African versus Negro. Can I find it? Give me 1 second. Okay, we'll use this for right now, and then we'll just know that I know way more than I'm fucking letting on. I'm just like, dude. There we go. Note this article was published in 1911 and is retained in the online edition for historical reasons only. The term Negro derived from the Spanish and Latin words meaning black. Negro, Niger may be applied to a what? A large portion. A what? A large portion of mankind, but is more strictly confined to a certain peoples and tribes of Central Africa and their descendants in various parts of the world. The bloom back, a fivefold division of mankind considers the Negro in the first place under the Ethiopian, embracing the Kafir, Hatanah, Australian, Olefarian, and Oceanic Negroes. The Pritchard, listen, and Latham rightly protested against the error, considering the term Negro synonymous with African. There are dark skinned people of various types throughout the tropical countries of the world. The Negro, properly so called, is dark skinned and woolly haired and other characteristics, while differing in minor traits. It is a mistake to hold, as some do, that all Negroes have common traits. Professor Jerome Dowd, a Southern white man, declares that to speak to all Negroes in Africa as one race having common characteristics is as misleading as is and as it and is as unscientific as we should consider all Europeans and Americans as of one race. Attribute and attribute to all of them the same traits. Observations in the record of the African continent grow to show that it is not necessarily the races with the blackest skins that are the lowest in the scale of civilization. The Negro is originally a native of Sudan and other parts of West and Central Africa, where there is now a population of 128 million blacks. In the West Indies, South America, and United States, there are descendants. They are descendants of Africans, so-called. Though in the U.S., those of mixed blood, the mulattoes, even those with the preponderance of white bloods are classed. Even those with the preponderance of white blood are classed as Negroes. History. The origin of the Negro race dates back to the from the form of the human history. I'm not about to get into all the shit with you guys, okay? All right, listen. I'm not gonna say you can kiss my ass. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. What I'm gonna say is I don't owe nothing to nobody. I've been on what the fuck I know. All right. They don't have to say what they have to say. They don't have to even have to keep it honest and keep it true. The fact that somebody would tell me to tell you in a website that a white man said all these niggas ain't the same, and to say that they're all the same is unfounded on a scientific level and on a level of legit. Like, just look based on what you see, they can't be the same. And then even though he's like, yo, you have people who are considered black on here. I give a fuck about their feelings. I don't care. I do not. Because guess what? The truth is the truth. If somebody tells you that, hey, we don't even look at y'all like you're the same. So the fact that you say you think you're the same makes you look, you're retarded. Do you understand what I'm saying? To the people back then, you would be a retard to say that, oh, but my African brother is a sister. They're not your African brothers and sisters. Some of them are of totally different genus groups. They're not the same people. They're not the same. They don't feel the same. They don't think the same. They don't act the same. They don't work the same. Their life is not the same that you live. See, being in a bad position and being in a situation that you created for yourself that's not good are not the same. For example, running from murderous cartels is not the same as somebody who lent out their land as somebody who would benefit from the business and became a victim of murderous cartels. Whereas you're just a small. You don't know nothing from these guys. Whereas this other guy, he understood this could happen. It guess what? It happened. So why would I feel bad for them? Make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense. Because I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. Where are we at? I'm not worried. Give me 1 second. Black people, so they can understand. A Jane, again. Um, the history that you abide by is written by some straight up losers. Who's a loser in history? Dirty bastard. Lied and lied and lied. Who? Don't worry, I'm gonna think of one. And when I do, I'm gonna crush his ass. So that way his punk ass motherfucking accolades, his fucking emissaries, his messengers, his people, his followers, fuck all of them. They all will get their heads hit with a gavel. Fuck them. They all gonna get their asses crushed. Fuck them. Let me just think of a dirty bastard. Give me one moment. A good one. Like, not a good, like, like you like them, but, no, we're not gonna use Paul of Tarsus. We're not even gonna use Muhammad. Who are we gonna use? Let's use Charlemagne. There we go. I can't see. I'm looking at something. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't bring up any bullshit that I just don't want to bring up. I'm gonna use Charlemagne though, for sure. Mm, there we go. Ah, ha, 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 ha. See, they like to lie and cheat and steal. Relax. I don't know what Clint Jackwood thinks is so funny. Relax, Clint. Bang. So here we go. Charlemagne, 742. Stop it right here. Or 747. Stop right here. These motherfuckers don't even know when this nigga was born. But are gonna try to tell us all this other shit. Can you fucking hear me? They're gonna tell us all this other shit, but can't even pinpoint when this fuck nigga was born. Let's keep reading. Charlemagne, also Charles the Great, from Latin Carlos Magnus or Carlos Magnus. Yeah, Carlos means Charles, nigga. Son of King Pippin the Short and Bertrada of Laon, was the king of the Franks from 768 Common Era to 814 Common Era, and king of the Lombards or Longbeards from 774 Common Era to 1814 Common Era. Charlemagne was crowned Imperator Augustus in Rome on Christmas Day 800 by Pope Leo III, and is therefore regarded as the founder of the Holy Roman Empire. Charles I. Through military conquest and defense, he solidified and expanded his realm to cover most of Western Europe. Did y'all hear that right there? is therefore regarded as the founder of the Holy Roman Empire. Stop right there. Charlemagne, that's his real. Whoa. Stop playing. No. Relax on me. I was nothing in the 90s. I was a child. Calm down. You're uh you're tripping right now. However, let me get this link so that way people can see I'm not tripping. Copy, bang, paste. Here we go. Laugh at that, my friend. You feel me? Laugh at that. But still, like I said, history was written by losers. A loser ass motherfucker like Charlemagne, who come from a losing ass tribe like the Franks, who literally copied everything that they knew from the Romans, has the nerve to call herself the Holy Roman Empire. But go ahead and keep talking, you fuck nigga. I bet you didn't know that those same dudes called themselves, right, Roman Catholics. Same dude started the crusade. Keep talking, you bitch ass nigga. Right. What's so funny now? Keep laughing. No, don't leave. Type some more dumb shit so I can shit all down your neck, tear your hair off, your whole head off, and shit all down your neck. You fuck nigga. Because apparently that's what you think is going on here. Is some laughable matters. And I'll show you there's no laughing here. Who gives a fuck about what you think? That's what happened. History was written by a bunch of losers. Individuals who were literally conquered by other people and given the fucking green light to overthrow or to throw coup. Who do you think? Why do you think coups take place all the time with such success? Because they understand how to throw one. The coups that were thrown before were by people of similar nations. If I told you already that the black man, the Afro man, and the African are not to be confused or to be fucked up as the same, do you not understand now why? Yeah. Because some of those same people who were not to be confused as Africans seated and made possible those individuals who you call the Roman Catholics. Yeah, anyway, man, you sound like a retard, homie. And for that, you got your own self blocked. We're done with you. Boop. Bon voyage, my friend. You can El Chuco that and some nuts down your throat. However, like I was saying, history written by complete fucking losers like this bitch ass nigga right here. Complete fucking losers. Let me break it down. If you have a group of individuals who can't tell you where they come from, couldn't tell you their actual origins, guesstimate everything. I'm more you than you. How about that, my young friend? I'm more you than you. You'll never be what you want to be. I bet you fucking don't grow a beard. No, don't got no friends in Vegas. That's how I know that you're lying. See what I'm saying? These niggas come in here with that bullshit, man. Listen, listen. Don't make me talk foul about you, okay? Because I know you're one of these failures. I know you come from these people who I'm talking about, who are losers, who got to write history, and you come from one of those bloodlines. I have no friends named Mikey from Vegas. You're smoking some good shit. It's your mama. Right. Here you go. Right. Here you go. Once again, like I said, history written by losers like you. I brought you in here on my back, and this is the thanks I get. Yeah, losers like you. We brought you in here. Did you know that? You got your asses beat out this country, little Mexican, or whatever you are, whatever you think you are. Black people brought you back in. They'll never forget it. You got your fucking head stomped on by Spaniards first. They took your daughters and your sons, molested, and put their seed into billions of y'all. Totally I mean, did in your whole bloodlines. You are a literally like a fucking legitimate child of failures. And individuals like you have gotten to write history. I'm talking about people just like you, whatever you think a person is. So keep typing and I'll keep going in because I guarantee your people are not from America, never did anything for this country. And you are an unrighteous, I repeat, unrighteous inhabitant and user of such good things like running water and electricity because your own forefathers could never bring them to you. And your foremothers didn't know of them. They weren't wise enough to talk about these things. So while you come to me and you try to harass me, you are exactly what I am talking about, a failure. Now, back to my point. History was written by failures. We all know this. We all know that a complete, utter, absolute piece of shit, a complete, utter, absolute piece of shit. Let me repeat myself. A complete, utter, absolute piece of shit made themselves the hater that they are. See, and listen, bro, relax, player. You're relax, man. Let them do their thing, man. Y'all always come in here and ruin a good time. I was having a good time. God damn, Leonard Judah. They was doing dumb shit. And then you came in here and fucked it all up. You just you just ripped their whole head off. Why? Anyway, why? But anyway, what's happening, bro? Well, as I was saying, complete, utter, absolute pieces of shit put in on the so-called history of this country. Garbage bags. Man, that guy right there, Yagman and Power Bottom, I love it. I love it. I love it. Bro, they were these are them. These are them. Niggas who've never had nothing, they never did nothing for nobody and steadily begging everybody for every dollar they got. Do you not get it, brother? History was written by losers. Not by, oh, we can just point them out losers. No, these are actual for real life losers. Like, yo, some of them get to live in places where you don't get to say or see or get to, like, you know what I mean? You don't get to put on the pressure of them being a loser. It's okay. I was fine with this dude who I know was a real life, like, never did nothing with himself. You feel me? Here you go. Here you fucking go, nigga. Yeah. Bro, I'm not even looking at the pictures, bro. Right on. People just say dumbass shit. I just love how niggas is coming up in here. And this is like he said, nah, bro, I seen everything. I can't see it all, right on. I'm looking back on the screen. I can only see names. I can see names, but I'm not looking, so I can't. Well, I don't have eagle eyes where I can just peer in and fucking. That's a fucking homo picture. No, let them do the weird shit that they're doing. They're proof that what I'm saying is true. I didn't go at them. They came over here. Right on. Proof that everything I'm saying is true. History was written by losers, bro. Complete, utter losers. Like fucking, we're talking about stank ass losers. Here you go, man. We already know the account is trolling. We're not worried about the account trolling, man. We worried about all the other rest of it. But like I was, but my whole point is this though. They'll tell you that a brother like this, Henry Johnson, they'll tell you that he never did nothing, right? They won't even talk about him. And then when you do read up on them, you read about the flip ass, sideway ass, bullshit ass ways that some white guy felt about him. You know, I was reading this thing today about John Brown, right? And about how Abe Lincoln pretty much didn't approve of what John Brown was trying to do. And I'm like, no shit. Why would Abe Lincoln approve of a white guy? I told you, man. Hey, bro, they was somebody. Listen, man, you gotta let them troll, man. You gotta let them troll, bro. I don't stop the trolls. All I do is time them out, you know, make them relax. When they can come back and say some more dumb shit, see what they say. Yeah, man. You done fuck little Yag man up For what? Oh my god, dude, I am fucking, I am retarded, bro. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm over here having a good time, bro. Okay, I'm having a good time. I'm having an excellent time. That's why I don't know why niggas get it, like don't get it or do get it or whatever. I'm like, look, I'm over here looking for some chronic, some drink, some something. All right, I'm gonna probably go pour me up a drink of this cherry juice here in a second. Oh, listen, man. It's look. If we deny that history was written by losers, we're losers. History was written by people, so-called people, who can't even tell you where they came from. No, man, he was doing too much. Yak Man was doing whatever he was doing, and he got he got hit with all them. He got hit with all those. He got hit with all those. Stuff back and fired off on Yak Man. I don't care. He got what he got, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? He got what he got. He was up there acting stupid and got touched on the button. Not okay, okay. What? I'm just saying, he got touched up. That's his own motherfucking problem. You and I both know this is the truth. It's a beautiful day in the background. I'm not gonna throw away my beautiful day over Yak Man. Okay. And I ain't gonna say no bad names about these individuals. I'm just gonna say that. We all know that history was written by straight up losers. Only a loser ass nigga can tell you some loser shit. Give me a second, man. Hold on. Whoa. Some chronic. Whew. Only a losing ass nigga who's a straight up. I mean, you guys gotta understand how I look at history. Boom. Number one is how we view history. So they say black people were slaves. Okay, cool. I live with that. Man, leave Yag Man alone, man. Listen, leave him alone, man. They say black people were slaves. I accept that. What I don't accept is individuals who said that they were escaping religious persecution or whatever persecution, all of a sudden figured it out once they got over here. I refuse to believe that. History's written by a bunch of losers. They're liars. Right on? Why not tell people you created the fucking the Patent Act so that way you could keep black people from owning anything that as actual slaves? Another point, for you guys to try to say that Abe Lincoln, you said that, oh, well, look how simple minded slaves knew that John Brown was full of shit. Let me go ahead and say something right here. Let me go ahead. Two things as my protest. Number one, a simple minded slave is so fucking dishonorable to the understanding that a slave had because clearly you had inventors and whatnot. So, do you think that an 8-year old or a 6-year old plant doctor, George Carver, was literate? Because he wasn't. He had to be taught to read. Right. Exactly. So, when you tell yourself automatic, Malthusian things, I know that you don't really get what I'm talking about. History was written by losers. If you're not a loser, you're telling people I took the slave's invention and made it to where they couldn't get paid. I don't have to create legal formalities for you not to get paid and then claim that you have a lesser intellectual capacity. You're a fucking loser when you have to do that. So, all I'm saying is that when I say that history was written by losers, I'm talking about the clear, all out how shit played out. Okay, here we go. Okay, Tariq, listen, Tariq. You're done. You're done. Whoa. That nigga said Yak Man never dies. We know it's Tariq. He talking about zesty shit. We know it's one of these black niggas who I'm always talking shit about. Who they mad because they listen, it's Monday. They ain't got nothing to do on Monday, man. Sit your black ass down somewhere. Shit. Right, bro. I'm telling you, man, these niggas come up in here, man, acting a fool, man. It's all right. But my thing is this: they're fucking losers who write history. And I don't need people to get it anything other twisted. What I'm saying, I need it to be said just like that. Losers wrote history, not winners. Only a loser, right, will lie to you about whether or not they had their physical presence was in a land before they got there. So I give you a prime example. You tell me about Paleolithic Indians, but you can't tell me about Paleolithic Aboriginals or Egyptians or Paleolithic Africans. None of that. But somehow you got white dudes who were natives. History was written by losers, man. So when I say what I say about them being losers and them writing history, I'm not fucking tripping. I'm not out of my mind. I'm like, dude, like, no, this shit is real. A real life loser wrote history in this country. And people have to accept what they're seeing, hearing, feeling, all that. You know, let's talk about Chuck the Great again, not Chucky. All right. Not Chucky the Great. One second. Look at Chucky the Great. Ground Emperor Augustus in Rome on Christmas Day. We don't know what Christmas Day was, but we'll assume it's the same time around now. 800. And is therefore regarded as what? The founder of the Holy Roman Empire. Fact. Fact. Dude ain't even Roman. Don't even speak Latin. A straight up Franc. Straight up Franc. History was written by losers. Francs aren't winners. They're losers. Fact. Does anybody get that part? The fact part? Holy shit. We're talking about straight up, all out dudes who have their faces rubbed in dookie, okay, are the guys who are telling you what happened. People who could have kept the shit from being totally destroyed didn't keep it from being totally destroyed. They said, show us how smart you really are, since these traitors helped you overthrow us. You don't have to believe in the Most High God for the Most High God to get his way. I once heard a man say in a movie, my beliefs do not require that you believe in them. I'm saying? That's something deep for people to understand. The loser does not need you to think they're a loser for you to know that. They need only for you to believe they're a winner. You're a loser if your country, your civilization has been around for a handful of 100 years and you're on the brink of destruction and the whole face of the entire earth is on the brink of destruction. Yet you claim nobody has ever been as advanced as you, but the other civilizations have never brought the earth to the brink of destruction like you. Yet again, proof point positive. History was indeed written by losers. See, I don't need to get to be right or to be whatever. These dudes better understand. I'm here to tell them one thing only. When it happens, it will happen. You're not going to get out the way. You won't be there to protect the children. The missus will be on her own. If I don't tell you, who else gonna tell you? Yeah. If you are there, how many will die on your watch? Can you live with yourself? Do you have the gumption to carry on? Yeah. See, I don't get mad because dudes like Vlad Putin beat the holy shit out of dirty bastards from Tajikistan, from wherever stand, okay, from never stand. I don't get mad about that. I don't get sad about that. I don't get mad because a guy like G says, man, we're fucking about to invade Taiwan next year. I don't care. Next year being this year. I enjoy it. Because guess what? I can't stop them. Can you stop them? I didn't think so. One of the biggest issues with people that I have in this whole thing is they're willing to hate something that they do not understand. You hate Vlad Putin for what? For his people losing the crusade? You hate the Chinese for the same? You hate the Muslims because they lost the crusade? You love America because they won the crusade? By winning, they were the ones who got to choose whether or not a certain bloodline of people would be enslaved or not. Whether a certain bloodline of doctors, lawyers, dentists, engineers, warriors, haters, lovers, murderers, physicians. Physician is different than a doctor. They may play a similar role, but they're different. That the greatest of the great and the least of a least of a certain people be brought forth, that they be used for such an example, because they are not the recipients of that choice. All of a sudden, they're evil. I refuse to say that. Vlad Putin is not evil. Xi Jinping is not evil. You have a president right now whose people lied essentially to stay in the country and said that his great grandfather was a blind fiddler. How many blind musicians have y'all seen and known of that were Irish? Don't I see what I'm saying? These guys get to go on and gallivant about, but if a black man say, "Hey, I'm not this person," or "I'm not these people," a loser who is a true loser can tell me whether or not I am or who I'm not. They were born losers in loser ass nations. Before I get ready to head out, I'll say this right here. A failure from a failed nation can't tell me shit. Let me repeat myself. A failure from a failed nation can't tell me shit. If you come from a nation where the shit has failed, you are exactly what I'm talking about. History was written by your lying ass. You got to say a bunch of lying shit that wasn't true and people believed it. And now motherfuckers who would otherwise be in a better position are in a fucked up position because they believed your punk ass. I'm not hearing it and I'm not with it. I'm gonna show you all this and then I'm up out. Crazy how crazy how all this shit work. Dun 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 dun. I'm looking for a certain. I'm going through my history right now. There we go. Fast food layoffs are here, and thousands are losing their jobs as $20 minimum wage kicks in. Now listen, you got all these different pictures. I'm gonna just cycle through some bullshit. See, they got all these different pictures. See, there was only a couple pictures that was actually. There's only one picture that was actually kind of real. The only picture that was kind of real. Let's just go through. Once again, history is written by losers, right on? They got a bunch of bullshit. This is the only picture, not this one. Cause that's a wide ass open kitchen. Chick over there in the back, I can't tell if she got gloves on. It looks like she might have gloves on, but I don't know what slow ass kitchen they're operating in for that shit to look like that. But this looks more realistic. Okay, for somebody to be on a line, shit's not perfect. Need some white their jobs as $20 minimum wage kicks in. Stop right there. That tells me everything I need to know. Oh, stop sharing. Listen, I really do believe that people don't understand what the hell is going on. Right on? They don't get the hard parts are coming. You can't believe a loser ass nigga. A loser is anybody who's in the same situation that I'm talking about. Word? Right. They're trying to rewrite history. I'm not. I'm just telling you what happened. But a loser would make you think that niggas didn't have nothing to do with history. Punk ass dude, like the fucking commanding officer is a loser. Right on. To the 1990s, nobody knew who this man was. Could you imagine being a little girl growing up knowing that your grandfather was a Harlem Hellfighter and the earth refused to acknowledge the significance that they played, let alone all the other black people who fought in any other kind of conflict? You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of shit that it makes you think about. That's why I say to myself, like, man, history's written by losers. If a real winner wrote history, it wouldn't matter what it sounded like. Nigga, I won anyway. So who gives a fuck what happened? I'll tell you all this shit. Or I lost and I still am in a place to tell you what happened. These motherfuckers is cowards. Anyway, I salute you. I salute you. And I salute you once more. May tomorrow be better than today. And may your next week be better than your last. Just remember that those who would tell you everything about yourself are typically individuals who come from a lineage of those who cannot tell you where they indeed come from. Just because you are a stranger in a strange land does not make you a loser. The fact that they will not tell you who they honestly are and whom you are makes them exactly that.